Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Apple Watch Series 8 and compare it against the Apple Watch Series 7 and see which specific Apple Watch is the better one for you. Now, I personally do think that if you have the money all the money in the world, going up to the Apple Watch Series 8 is a pretty good idea. I think it's a faster watch with more of a future ahead of it, but I still think that the Apple Watch Series 7 is an amazing Apple Watch, and I'm so happy with the way Apple approached that watch, and I still think it's completely worth buying, and it is a very, very solid option as well. So I will leave Apple Watch's link down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside, both of these watches basically have the exact same thing going on for the outside. There really isn't any differences. I don't think you could be able to look at a Series 8 or a Series 7 and see any differences. Like, I genuinely do think they're the exact same thing. They both come in 41 or 45 millimeter cases. So even with that, like, you're really not even like missing out on too much. They basically have the exact same thing going on as far as I can tell. Now, they both have the buttons on the sides like every single Apple Watch has had. On the back, you have your little charging port, so you can go ahead and just lay it on a charging, whatever pad, and that's pretty much it. It'll go and charge up. You have the bands that you can go and interchange. So I've always liked the Apple Watch bands. I think they've been, really, really good quality, and this is no different. So that is something that's really cool between both watches. And that is it on the outside. Like I said, there really isn't any differences on the outside, at least as far as I can tell, that you'd be able to look at from one watch to the other and be like, oh, like this is the Series 7 and this is the Series 8. It's not like the Series 7 and the 6 where there's a pretty big noticeable change. And these ones look almost identical. Now, on top of that, internally, there are some key differences between them. So they still have water resistance up to 50 meters, which is nice. However, with the Apple Watch Series 8, that one is actually dust resistant as well. So that is something that I guess the Series 7 didn't have, but you are getting that on the Apple Watch Series, 8, which is cool. On top of that, the Bluetooth connectivity is a little bit better with Bluetooth 5.3 versus the Series 7, which has Bluetooth 5.0. So it future-proofs that watch a little bit more. I think that's a really cool feature. So you're getting that on that specific watch as well. Now, another cool thing that came out with the Apple Watch Series 8 is actually with crash detection. So you are actually getting crash detection inside of the Apple Watch Series 8. The Series 7 has that standard fall detection, which is still pretty cool, but crash detection is a really cool thing, and I'm really, really happy they threw that inside of that watch as well. Now, those are kind of like the main flagship features that are coming out with them. On top of those things, you are getting that newer S8 chip inside of the Apple Watch Series 8. The Series 7 has that standard S7 chip, and I would probably say that with that again, you are probably getting an overall better chipset on something like the Apple Watch Series 8 than the Series 7. But I will probably tell you there's such little differences between those two chipsets that for the average person, depending on what you're doing with your watch, you're really not going to notice any differences. I tell you, with my Apple Watch Series 4 that I use every day, I feel like this watch is still plenty of fast for me. I never feel like this thing is super slow. And if you're in the market for a faster watch, the Series 8 is the way to go, but like you're not going to be able to tell the difference unless you're playing games on your watch or you're doing some crazy things on your Apple Watch. If you're not, you might as well stick with the Series 7 in terms of performance if you want a cheaper watch, but the Series 8 is going to be the faster one for sure. So to kind of sum it up, what I'll definitely tell you, if you're in the market for an Apple Watch right now, and if you have all the money in the world, like I always say, get the most expensive one you can get. The Apple Watch Series 8 definitely is a better watch, but if you want to save some money and you don't mind, well, the Series 7 I think is a really good deal if you can buy it in the used market, and that would make a lot more sense for me to recommend to people rather than buying something like the Apple Watch Series 8 as of right now. So in terms of that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.